saying something about the challenges that we're facing as a country when it comes to transport. At least from the submission made by the Honorable Stephen Mukitale, there's Vision 2040, but also there's the 10 Growth Strategy, which portrays the importance of transport, but also Kampala itself has a transport master plan. So we are not seated. But how do we move from mere documents, policies, to implementation? What do we do? Because overall, many development experts say that is our main problem.
Our problem is not the policies and the laws and the legal instruments. Our problem actually is implementation. And everybody, this has become a song. Everyone talks about it because we really spend a lot of time on developing documents. Our problem is investment in infrastructure, actual investment. If you look at Uganda, Uganda is the 13th largest economy in Africa. And in terms of investment in infrastructure, be it transport infrastructure or general infrastructure investment in the country, is one of the least. The least amount of money. If you look at what government of Uganda invests in road infrastructure on its own, excluding the development partners, it's at its lowest. And so unless we really put in money to do the roads, to do the basic infrastructure, we will not get anywhere. The infrastructure, especially transport, is the heartbeat. If I can tell you, we need to get this analogy, which I sat down and thought about. A city, a town, a city of any country is like a human body. You have the vital organs of the body. If you look at the city, the head or the infrastructure and the buildings are the head of a person. The heart is the people. The lungs are the trees and the vegetation. The blood vessels, the blood, is the transport system. The kidneys are the swamps and the catchment areas. So you have finished the entire body. And then the other part, which I don't want to mention, is the one that takes out the waste. So that's the human body. Now you've seen where the transport is placed. It's the vessels and the blood. Without blood, would you function?
Using that analogy, it would mean that our body, our city as Kampala is half dead.
It's basically dead. You can't have a city like this and you have people who are seated and every day going to office. Actually, it calls for massive, it would require massive change. I've moved around Africa and several other places. I'm yet to find a city, a capital city of the country, operating like Kampala. It's not there. It's almost dead. Because you try to maneuver, you have chaos at its worst. We have chaos that is unprecedented. The only city which is almost like Kampala, which is not a capital, is Mumbai, India. But it's not the capital of India. It has also a population, and it's somehow working. You can't compare it because it has the suburbs which are. But in terms of the real operations of the city, there is no city anywhere in the world which is a capital which looks like Kampala.
And you're saying the problem is about investment?
It's about investment because if you look at the investment, and you see, you need to be strategic in terms of investing in transport, just like in any other places. The biggest investment that we've had in Uganda on road infrastructure has been the Kampala Northern Bypass, which took about $720 million. Very expensive. 32 kilometers dual carriage, one of the most expensive roads that ever happened. The others, you have very small, narrow roads, which take eternity to complete. If you look at these Kampala metropolitan projects that are being done, what is this road in Nigeria Bulindo? A road which is basically about 10 kilometers takes about more than 5 years. 10 kilometers of a road takes 10 years to complete, and even now it's not even anywhere to be completed. You have Chira Matuga, which has been under construction since 2018. Nowhere. It's not anywhere to be completed. So you have cities, and you know Kampala of recent has been turned into a construction site. Almost there is digging everywhere and everywhere, but work never gets completed. Right. And what is the reason? What is the reason behind this? It's because there is very poor coordination and there is very poor supervision and monitoring. All right.
Honorable Mukitale, we may wish well, we may have all these plans, but surely implementation remains our problem. And Dr. Mutabazi suggests it's because of the low levels of investment. When you're planning at NPA with all these beautiful plans, do you factor in the fact that we do not have enough resources, we do not have good coordination, we do not have that ability to even deliver projects on time?
You know, I don't want to make reference to the Banyoro philosophers utakichumbo tagiokia sange hiri.
Either way, I want the food.
Don't steam it and don't roast it, but I want it ready. There's a runyoro word is valemesa. I
hope you are not going to add Nyangiri.
We're just talking here in the break that Lagos, they had to move to Abuja, the Nigerians, because you could not live. It was no longer tenable to stay in Lagos. But I've also given an example that sometime back we got stuck in a jam for almost 3 hours in Dar es Salaam. Much as but then Magufuli even enforced the shifting to Dodoma, and this lady has implemented. But right now you go to Dar es Salaam,
and the shifting began with the State House.
It's motorable. Yeah, he moved government. Whatever mattered, he moved. So there are cases where redeeming is possible, but again, we don't want to lose because we have gone back to where Uganda is. We have gone back to road transport. We are about to go back to taxis and the borders, which were not original our plan. Because even in Dar es Salaam, there are new steamers on the road. The guys who would suffer going to Zanzibar, it's not very easy. You just go here in Mwanza, there is a new, towards the Nyerere, there is a new bridge. The steamers, on their side, they are brand new. So I think it's possible to fix, but let's not lose our debate was multimodal. I am worried we have skewed back to
someone was asking me a question.
Yes, because we have a deficit. We had a deficit, I said, of lack of road maintenance for 15 years.
There's a friend
and this is what I want to bring out.
Because
a road has a lifespan. The most expensive road in our region now could be 25 years. But most of the roads we are getting are at 10 years. And they need at least putting a layer on top after 10 years. So by just maintaining a road, you don't have to do reconstruction and rebuilding. Because reconstruction and rebuilding, you have to do drainage, you have to do culverts, you have to. But when you maintain a road, so we are paying for our sins. That's what I want to put plainly. But I want to create one thing. We are not just doing roads for the sake of, because yesterday it was an election. During this last 1 week of taking back children, I was intentional. When I was going to Wudo, I didn't use the jam. Of course, I avoided the jam at Kiengera. But I went through the Bunamwaya, I went through these roads which, from Seguku, Akrite. I went just to know what's happening there. I went to Lutembe, behind Kajansi. These roads, you see, Kampala is congested. So, and I'm sorry for using the word Kampala, the GKMA. What we should be doing is now making sure that we decongest Kampala. Don't just make a road. At that extreme end of Entebbe, that extreme end of Mukono, of Bombo Road, of Mukono, what essentials, what infrastructure, what facilities bring people to Kampala, which they should be having. If you put a very organized Nabudo, Nabingo, beyond Chengera, a very intentional business park, and encourage, give incentive, these investors can put part of Chikubo there, and the bus park there, and good hospitals there, and everything there, people will stop there. But also I said Greater Kampala and other cities. Why is everybody coming from Barra to here, from Arua to here? So that's also a problem. The reason why we have that ministry is not Kampala Affairs. That ministry is Greater Kampala and the Metropolitan Affairs. But I hear everybody discussing Greater Kampala. So if we don't act in time, even Arua, Barra, Mbale will become what? Another confusion. So for me, I really want the idea when we brought this idea of GKMA, for us, as you said, we have been articulating this thing for so many years. I spent 15 years in Parliament, even as a member of economy, all these infrastructure committee, wherever I was, natural resources. I always found a confusion to talk about Kampala without talking about the neighborhood. So, what we should be talking about, have we, if you have increased the central business district, you go to Kitukutwe now, Parliament, and I want to bring one point which he mentioned but left it. You see, fiscal planning, fiscal development plan, the first linear planning is called the road. When you make a road, the road informs the settlement pattern. So when you make good roads to Kitukutwe, what is there between Kitukutwe, former Speciosa's place there, as you go to Mukalaji and back to Gayaza? Make that a satellite. It is somewhere in the plan, but it's moving. Then Sasa towns. I told you I went through Accra when I was coming from Budo. The other day, I went to Victoria's Mukono and Seta High, and you go through Mpoma, this place where Clinton, First Lady, went with what's that, Soera, this Bukerere. Those places should be encouraged. So what is bringing everybody in Kampala in the morning using the border? And the other point I wanted to add on the border I talked about. Do you know somebody is coming from as far as Bukerere at 10,000, 12,000 in the morning and goes back in the evening? That is 24,000 per day. That means over 700,000 per month. That's enough money to put up a vertical condominium, low-cost housing. People are losing 3 hours in the morning in the jam, 3 hours in the evening. Ideally, in the labor unions, people are supposed to work for 8 hours a day. How do you lose 5 hours in the traffic? So, we are paying for our sins, but we are saying, let us start thinking of how we get out of this. Because it's a puzzle. It's a jigsaw puzzle. We must be intentional to come out of it. I am saying, even these investments we are making should create working places outside. Because even in our NRM manifesto, even what the president has been saying, he has promised. Let's just not make roads for the sake. And the good thing I appreciate, because one of the reasons why the cost has also been very high is land acquisition. I want to thank all those landlords who have accepted road projects without compensation. And I want to thank those who have broken those walls. After all, those walls are not even approved. Those walls are illegal, but I've seen people in Chevando, I've seen so many roads. People have now accepted that when they remove your wall fence, you open your garage becomes a salon, a sitting room becomes a restaurant. They are getting much more money in opened walls than retaining with their old illegal walls. So there are really big issues to discuss just beyond the road sector. The land management is an issue. The urban authorities which approve these buildings are an issue, but also the mindset issue. The mindset issue is very important because if we are going to succeed in this multimodal transport, to create jobs, to inform the settlement pattern, we could by now be talking about low-cost house. But Ugandans are still buying a plot of 25 decimals to put on a bungalow. But that one plot could have 100 flats. Affordable.
All right. We need to go to the